because I don't want to get stuck doing nothing and then have to try to swing, especially against somebody that's throwing hard. So I want to have a nice little rhythm, and for me, my timing mechanism is when I get loaded, so when I start loading back, my bat head actually goes through little small circles, it slows down a little bit, goes down, and then what triggers my swing is it goes boom, and I feel like a little lock right there with my, that means I'm ready to go for me. That's how I know, but everybody's a little bit different. Some people don't need much rhythm, some people need a lot of rhythm, but for me, I know that, I'm feeling good when I get a nice, slow rhythm with my hands, and then when I know I'm locked in mode with my back goes down, and then boom, kind of like in that picture, right there where you kind of see my back kind of comes down, and then boom, and then from here is where I feel the strongest. So right here.
Do you do a separation when you hit, or is it learn and shot?
For me, it's, I start here with my stance, and I try to get into a nice rhythm, and I get a nice little rhythm going. So for me, it's a little bit of a low stride, and boom, there. So there is a little bit of separation. Yeah, you want there to be a split second where, for me, and everybody's different, but for me, it needs to be a split second from when I stride. There should be a brief pause where it's boom, and then go. You can't all be at the same time where you're striding and then loading at the same time, at least for me.
You got loaded.
Do you play with players in major leagues?
I do not.
I was not good enough to get to the major leagues. I like Wisconsin.
Yeah, we played the same organization, but he kept getting hurt.
Don't take a good question.
David, I have a question for you. Tell these guys, when you're training, how much of your work is done on a tee versus like a live arm? How much tee work do you put in?
I mean, everybody's kind of different, but everybody on our team does something to get ready. It's not just what you see in the game. The game starts for us normally at 7 o'clock at night. I usually get to the stadium about 1 o'clock, and my day kind of starts from there. So I'll get to the stadium. For me, I get into a routine. But before batting practice, we have batting practice usually starts around, we stretch around 4, so batting practice usually starts around 4:30. So usually around 3:30, about an hour before batting practice, after I look at film of the pitcher, I look at my bats against a certain pitcher. If, say we're facing Clifley, I'll look at all my bats against Clifley on the computer, what he does to try to get me out. I have a pretty good understanding as to what he's going to try to do against me to get me out. So I know in the back of my head, then I'll go into the cage and, I'll loosen up. I usually start on the tee, and, I work on, if I'm hitting on the tee, I want to get good backspin on the ball. So it's a matter of getting to the tee where I can hit balls that almost look like golf balls coming in against the back straight. It's just over and over again, boom, boom, boom. And that's when I know kind of the swing's good. From there, I go to a small front toss where probably like that is where I get one of the guys to sit on like a bucket or a chair and just do a short toss over again. Just so I can get used to a rhythm. So I start off with the mechanics of my swing, making sure my swing's good. And from there, I kind of get into rhythm, where I can feel my hands working, feel my body moving. And then from there, I go out into the field for batting. So there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. There's more behind the scenes work that goes on than actually what you see in batting practice in the game. So there's a lot of time spent on the basics, tee, front toss. We have a big mirror, we do like drag swings and stuff. So
mirror work's key. Part of your game. We talk about. It's important for you to see yourself in a good position sometimes when you might not be able to feel it.
yeah, actually, I met kind of different story, but same result. I met a guy that is like a champion pistol shooter. They have to draw out of the holster and shoot the target. And he's like a champion. And we were just talking baseball and shooting, what the differences and stuff. And he said he does hundreds of dry runs in front of a mirror. That's how he said he does it. So you get in front of a mirror and look at his mechanics, It's the same for baseball. We have a big mirror set up next to our batting cage. So sometimes when I feel like I think I'm doing one thing, I might be doing another. So, I get in front of the mirror, and I pretend like I'm in the game, and I look, and I'm like, wow, think it's very beneficial to see yourself in the mirror and see, kind of what you're doing.
Have you ever won World Series?
I have never won a World Series. I got to, in 2006, we got to Game 7 of the National League Championship Series against the Cardinals and lost Game 7 by 2 runs. So we were a couple runs away from going to the World Series. And they ended up winning the World Series in 2006. So we were 2 runs away